that. So good morning, Facebook world.
Good morning.
Julia and I are joining you live on Facebook, and this is our first Facebook Live together.
We're very excited. Hope it works out great.
Yes. So some of you may know, but Julia and I have been working together, running these wonderful retreats around the world.
Yeah.
But we wanted to share a little more about our own passions for travel and part of why we like to do this. So what first got you interested in traveling, Julia?
Well, for a start, I'm English, as you may hear from my strange accent. And living as I did in a very cold, damp country, I used to dream of tropical shores and sun on my back and swimming in warm oceans. So I think when I was young, I was motivated from a very early age to go and explore the world. And I did that with great vigor and vim all the way through my teens and 20s. I mean, I hitchhiked around the planet virtually, which I know nowadays is not so done. But in those days, that's what we used to do when we didn't have money much and we just wanted to go see wonderful places in the world. So I've been a traveler really all of my adult life, and it's my great passion to share this beautiful planet with friends and students, and it's what I've been doing for the last 22 or 3 years now, is leading group trips all around the world. Yeah, and now we're doing this together, which is even more fun to have somebody sharing this with me, and sharing the Tantra in exotic locations is even more yummy. So.
Well, I love it, Julia, that I feel so blessed because Julia really kind of pulled me in and said, come, let's do this fun thing together when we launched our first Hawaii retreat. But we're both pretty passionate travelers.
Yes, you too. You've traveled all over the world, right?
Right. We both have interesting accents.
Yes. Where's yours from, Caroline? Just
I know. I feel like I'm always telling people, but I'm sure there are going to be some viewers this morning. Good morning, Al. Good morning, Osho.
Good morning.
That don't yet know where my accent is from. And people, that's probably the number one question I get when people first meet me. Where are you from?
Yeah, me too.
So I grew up in South Africa. And after college, I went to London. After university, I went to London.
My hometown, more or less.
That's right.
Yes.
And hi, Michelle. Michelle is used to be my next door neighbor growing up in South Africa. I used to babysit for her when she was little. Good morning, Deborah. And after university, I went to London. And that's really where my passion for travel was ignited. Because in Europe, everything is so close together. And you can just hop on a plane or hop on a train or a ferry and be in amazing countries. And I actually dedicated 3 years of my life to traveling the world. I spent a year living in Australia, 9 months in New Zealand, and then found my way to California.
As we both did, and here we are. So it's kind of fun, isn't it?
What brought you to California? I don't know.
Oh gosh, it's a long, in a super small nutshell. When I was in my early 30s, I was traveling across this continent, backpacking around, and I ended up in Yelapa in Mexico, which is, by the way, one of the places we're going to take people this coming year for a Tantra retreat. And on that beach, I met Tony, who became my husband, and he was from California. So I ended up moving here with him. And that was a long time ago. When our marriage dissolved, I decided to stay here in California because I love it here. I love all the outdoorsy stuff I get to do, and the consciousness that's here is very yummy. So here I am.
Good morning, Shelley. I've just learned something about you. I didn't know. I know we're still learning things about each other, Julia. I didn't know that you had met your husband on the beach in Yelapa.
I did. In fact, I wrote a book about it. If you look on my website, it's called Left at the Big White Pig, and it's the story of how I came to California and found yoga and just sort of evolved into who I am, really. And it's a fun biography, so anyway, just mention that.
Clearly another book I need to add to my
it's a fun read.
My growing list.
Yes.
So one of the things that I really enjoy about you, Julia, is when we go to some of these amazing places, like our first time in Hawaii, I noticed that one of the very first things you do is you find somewhere to swim, anywhere. And Julia's like a little fish.
Yeah.
It almost doesn't matter where. She'll just hop in the water and go for a swim or go for a snorkel. And after we finished our retreat on the big island of Hawaii this year, and we were having our downtime, you did something much more dangerous. I wasn't even up for it. You went snorkeling on this coral reef.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, it was a bit dodgy.
Do you want to share
Well,
more
it was a little
about that?
bit shallow, so I had to be very, very careful, and I think you got a little banged up that day. But no, that's just me and my crazy curiosity to just see everything that's under the water. I'm a diver. I love to snorkel and dive and play with the fish and see the coral. And for me, it's a very sensual thing to be in the water. I love the feel of it. And it's actually a tantric practice in many ways, because when I'm in the water, I'm in my body, I'm in nature, and I'm expanding into the water around me and sort of blending with my environment. And I actually find that a tantric practice. Mm-hmm. Do you like swimming too? You enjoy that?
Well, I do. I love it when the water is calm.
But you like jumping in the waves. I saw you in the Big Island.
I do jump in the waves, but I think it was when I was in Greece years ago that the water was like really flat, calm. And I remember this time on the Big Island, you could kind of bob along on the waves, and the waves would just like gently caress you and lift you up and bring you down again.
Yeah, lovely.
And that feels incredibly tantric.
It does.
To me, it's like this very gentle, rocking meditation. And I'm not very good at being still or calm or quiet. So that's an opportunity for me to kind of slow down and allow the sea to really lull me.
To caress you.
And to caress me.
Yes. And water is the element of the second chakra, so it's nice to connect with that in that way. Yeah.
So for those of you that are new to Tantra and don't know what the second chakra is, chakras are energy centers in the body. There are many of them. There's sort of 7 major ones that most people agree on. And the second chakra is a little below the belly button, connected to the genitals and to the water element,
right.
to the creative parts of ourselves.
So where are we going this year with everybody, Caroline?
I am so excited about all we have planned for you guys. Literally, Julia and I came off the high of our Hawaii retreat and couldn't wait to start planning the next adventure for all of you. We were supposed to take some rest days, and we couldn't. We got so excited. We sat there looking at these gorgeous, expansive ocean views out to the horizon and planned what we have.
Well, because I think for me anyway, the excitement of it is that it's lovely to do these practices, but it's even more lovely to combine the practices with being in an absolutely gorgeous place where we can feel ourselves expand even more because of the nature, because of the fact there's tropical breezes blowing, and we're in a very different environment to what we're used to at home. It helps us really get out of our routine and out of our head more quickly and just become present into what's around us. And personally, I don't think it gets much better than that, of being with a group of wonderful people and connecting and opening the heart and then diving into the ocean. Why not?
Right. Well, it's one of the things I so appreciate about what you and I create, Julia, is so often I've been at workshops or retreats and you're stuck in a room and it feels all boxy and there's no air and you're having a really transformational experience, but you're completely cut off from the outside world. You could be anywhere. And good morning, Mark. Thank you for diving in with us.
Good morning.
Mark was at the kirtan that I was at last night. He was hosting it, actually. So I love it that we actually incorporate exploring these amazing places actually into the retreat so that you're not just stuck in a classroom all day. Because what's the point of flying to Hawaii or Mexico or wherever you choose to be and then not getting to see any of it? So we include that as part of the Tantra.
We absolutely do. Should I say anything about Mexico?
Well, why don't we start with what we have planned in California?
Oh, okay. Yes, we can do that too. Yeah, because we have some yummy things for those people that perhaps don't have the time or the money to do an airplane ride somewhere. We just wanted to make our work together accessible and affordable somewhere local. So we've chosen Pescadero.
Mm-hmm. And where is it?
So Pescadero is about a 50-minute drive south of San Francisco. So it's our retreat center is 5 minutes from the coast. A beautiful, beautiful coastline there. And it's nestled in the woods. It's right by the National Forest. So it has a lovely energy. And it's an old turn-of-the-century wooden building. So it's got character. Gorgeous pool and jacuzzi and beautiful landscaping all around. So again, we're nestled in nature to do these practices. And there's a yurt where we're going to have some of our group facilitation, but mostly we're going to be in a very large, lovely room. And
there's a pool?
There's a lovely pool. So anyway, that's going to be our February 24th through 27th event.
Right.
Yeah.
And the beach is it's a wonderfully wild Northern California kind of beach. But it's only have I got this right, a 5 minute drive away?
Yeah, and there's lots of hiking around there too. Some gorgeous trails you can just hike up into the hills and see the ocean
and enjoy the energy of the redwoods.
Yes.
You guys know I'm all very passionate about the redwoods. Nadia, I'm so glad you tuned in. Nadia was one of my best friends in South Africa.
Oh, wow.
When we were in elementary school, living in England now.
Nice.
So yes, what I'm excited about for Pescadero, we're calling that Tantra by the Sea, to really get the whimsical quality to all of you. And it was amazing. We came back from Hawaii and launched that right away. We are half sold out for that retreat already.
Over half sold out.
Over half. Thank you, Julia.
So if you're thinking of coming, I know it's February, it's a long way away, but we actually only have 4 or 5 single spots left for both men and women, and it's going to sell out pretty soon. So don't delay anyway.
Right.
If you want to come.
What we'll do at the end of the video is we'll pop the links on the bottom for you so that you can check out some of the details.
Yeah.
But I just love it, Julia, when we vision something so beautiful and then people respond. And I shared this on one of my Facebook videos live last week. I'm really changing the way that I'm offering my Tantra. And what I mean by that is I've been doing a lot of these 3-hour classes or day-longs. And I see the magic for people when we drop in. It's completely different to be immersed in tantric energy and kind of swimming in it, literally swimming in it for, the Tantra by the Sea will be 4 days, but anything from 4 days to a week there actually aren't really words to explain it.
But it allows more time to integrate and then to keep expanding deeper from that integration, and also to connect more deeply with the people in the group so the heart can open deeper. And then also one of the things I think is unique about what we offer is that we offer integration sharing circles after we've done some of the program, so people can have a chance to just talk about what's coming up for them. And sometimes some really big healing can be done in those circles, in those moments. We've seen it. We've seen lives change with that, because the Tantra will bring things out of the shadows into the light. We're moving a lot of light energy. So it's a great opportunity to heal and nurture and nourish in that way. So, and most other Tantra workshops I've been to, that doesn't really happen. But we really create space for that, because anyway, I have seen that it's so valuable for people. And we want y'all to heal and be light and happy, and that's what we do.
Right, and be free from the things that are holding you back in life. I mean, we had a couple join us in Hawaii in June, and I'd been working with them for about 9 months, and they were making great progress. But it was really incredible to watch what happened for their relationship in that week. They blossomed like I'd never seen them blossom before. So, it's just extra special, which is part of why we're making it more available for you. So Julia, just jumping back to some more of the passion for travel. I know you've been to so many places. It's probably hard to pick a favorite, but if you had to pick something you want to share with our viewers today about either the most exotic or unusual place that you've been, maybe even a story you want to share with them today.
Boy, I'm on the spot.
I totally put her on the spot. I did not warn her that question was coming.
Well, off the top of my head, I'll just mention a couple of things. Well, first of all, one of my people often ask me, where's your favorite place to go? And I guess I have to say Bali, because I've been there, I hate to say it, I think I've been there 22 or 23 times. I've lost count, but I've been taking groups there for 20 years now, and sometimes we've gone twice a year. And it never fails to enchant. So, Bali for me is like my other home. Everyone, the people in the hotels always say, welcome home, Julia, when I walk in. So I always feel so loved and welcomed by those amazing Balinese people. So Bali is definitely one of my favorite places. This year I'm taking a group to Bhutan, and I went there a couple of years back and checked it out for myself and absolutely loved it. And I think Bhutan is so special because it's only recently opened up to tourism. It's quite expensive to go there. They only let so many people in. There's only like one flight a day from Bangkok and that kind of thing. So it's very limited, but it's still a very pristine, pure place where the people really, well, the king there anyway, wants to know, are you happy? And he's created this idea of gross national happiness. And there are surveys that go out to measure that for the people. And I love it that the actual king of the country has been so interested in the welfare of his people in that way. So to me, visiting a country like that and learning about the way they're doing life, so different from the West and so untainted, if you like, that's special, and that to me is one of the joys of travel, is exploring other ways of thinking, other ways of being, and that expands me. So I love that. I love to share it with my friends. That's why I'm going again. Yeah.
And it's so true what you say about going to a new place and it expanding your mindset, because when we go into new cultures, and especially somewhere like Asia, it really takes you out of your head and it opens you up to a whole range of new ideas.
It does.
Part of why I'm so passionate about working with people is having met a huge variety of people on my travels all over the world. They help you look at the world through a new lens.
Definitely.
And it makes you question the fundamental things about your life, and it gives you a completely different perspective. So
it's so true. And they say travel expands your mind, and that is so the case if we have eyes to see. If we are willing and available to open ourselves and take some risks and talk to the local people and eat the local food, we're going to have new experiences, which helps us to blossom, I think.
Right.
Don't you? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want to just give a shout out to Leslie. Leslie's a friend of mine from London. It's so good to have you jumping on.
And hi, Angel. I think you're in Canada. Yeah.
So one of the other things I so enjoy, Julia, is how you really live out your yoga. So I have a pet peeve I want to share with you guys. The word yoga is used only in one context generally, and people are talking about asana, which Julia certainly teaches beautiful Hatha yoga classes, but yoga is much bigger than that. So it's not just about twisting your body up into a pretzel or figuring out how to touch your toes. And I might embarrass you a little now, but Julia and I were sharing, I haven't warned her about any of this. We were sharing a bathroom when we were in Hawaii last year, and there's a tantric practice that I don't even begin to know the Sanskrit name for, but it involves scraping your tongue.
Sure.
And can you tell us why? Why do they do that?
It's one of the kriyas, meaning purification practices that we learn as yogis. And it's so simple, and I can't imagine starting my day without this now. You just go buy a tongue scraper from Whole Foods or any health food store, and you're in the first thing in the morning, even before you've had a glass of water, like you might go to the bathroom and just put your tongue out and scrape it, and you get all this garbage and gunky stuff off your tongue, and that's what creates the morning breath, mostly that gunk. And so it's a way of detoxing, and if you don't do that, you're going to reabsorb all that stuff back into your body. So you really want to just scrape it right off, put it down the sink. So if there's one thing you've learned from this little conversation, go buy yourself
Go buy
a
a
tongue scraper.
I was introduced to it by one of my actually Tantra teachers, but he teaches the breath work and the asanas. And but I actually had never met anybody else who did it. So I love discovering this. And Julia, on the bathroom sink was Julia's tongue scraper. I'm like, this is the sign of a hardcore yogini.
I'm not that hardcore, but anyway, to me that's easy to do because I believe in do what's easy and do what works. That's the deal. So.
Oh, great,
Yeah.
Paul, you saying that you love tongue scraping.
Yay,
awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
But we bring so many aspects of yoga in many forms into what we teach. So.
And we should mention that Tantra is a form of yoga, or yoga is a form of Tantra, whichever you want to say. I don't know which came first, chicken or the egg. But Tantra yoga is a way to expand yourself with a lot of breath practices, and that's what Caroline teaches so masterfully with a lot of her white Tantra practices. And, if your energy body is contracted and not expanded out, how do you think you're going to get that beautiful divine union merge with somebody else? You're not really. So the first thing always is we teach people to expand their energy field and also clean it up. So we do a lot of purification through breath work and I have some visualization practices I put in sometimes to help clear out what might be stuck in the heart chakra and things like that too. So,
right.
Good stuff.
And the breath is so foundational. And you guys all know, if you follow me on Facebook, good morning, Rebecca. If you follow me on Facebook, I talk a lot about sex. And I focus on that very consciously, because if I tell you guys to breathe, nobody breathes. And if I tell you guys are going to have bigger, better orgasms, you all breathe, right? So and the reality is, if you breathe, you're going to have more pleasure in your body, and you're actually going to be more present in your body. But so not only do we teach Tantra yoga, and you teach Hatha yoga. So on our retreats every morning, it's so wonderful. We start our day opening and expanding the body through Hatha yoga.
Which is optional. If you really choose to sleep in, of course, that's up to you. But there's an invitation to come and join. And I will tell you that I specialize in Hatha yoga for stiff, older bodies that don't do it often. And I'm really good at getting people addicted to yoga by teaching them sensible ways to move that are safe for the joints. So...
I love that you really tailor-make the classes, Julia. You really listen to people's bodies, and you don't come with this preset idea of what you're going to teach that day. You really listen to who's there and what everybody needs, and you ask us. And I notice Julia inspires me when I get home. See, it is there. My yoga mat's out in the corner.
We'll verify that.
As a visual cue to make sure that because I need to do asana more. Yeah. So I love it that from our retreats I get more inspired to do my home practice. I'm also very passionate about weaving in something called Bhakti yoga.
Yes.
And
Caroline is the Bhakti queen.
Oh, the aspiring, very humbly offering.
No, but I want to speak a moment to that, if I may.
Sure.
Because Caroline has this what we call the heart of the Bhakti, meaning when she chants, she gets so in her heart space. I can see right now tears coming to your eyes just to even think about that. Yeah. Because for Caroline, when she chants, it opens her heart so deeply. And that is your passion, isn't it?
It's a huge part of my personal practice, and for me it's incredibly tantric. Yeah. So Bhakti yoga means the yoga of devotion or the yoga of love. Nice. Good morning, Anne. And it's a deep energetic practice, and it's another very dynamic way to meditate. So we also weave that into our retreats. I bring my harmonium and we chant. I'm actually leading a kirtan in my home tomorrow night that is unfortunately sold out already. But, well, it's actually a free offering that I'm giving to the community because I wanted to give something back. And it is very humble. I'm not, I have friends that, have lived in ashrams and studied with the best teachers in India. And I've mostly taught myself. But I'm really passionate about including this because it's a very powerful way to play with breath, to play with energy, and to play with the medicine of sound. Yes. Those mantras are like keys that unlock incredible doors. Peter, I'm so delighted you've tuned in. Thank you so much for watching.
This is so fun, by the way.
I know this is your
Oh my gosh,
first...
I've never done this before.
This is
so
your first...
fun. I'm watching people come up on the screen. Hello, everybody. Really exciting.
This is Julia's first Facebook Live.
I'm a virgin Facebook Live girl. So
Woohoo!
Hope we're doing okay. Are we doing okay? Can they put a
thumbs up? Yeah, you can let us know. Give us a thumbs up on Facebook if you're enjoying.
I hope we're being stimulating and interesting for you all.
I'm sure two beautiful ladies in their Shakti are pretty stimulating. And you know what else is funny? We didn't plan, like Julia and I did not plan our wardrobe. And when she arrived, I was in my blue dress and she was wearing her blue top, and I was like, so beautifully in the flow. So there's another wonderful aspect of yoga that you include, and you touched on it when you talked about the sharing circles that we offer. But can you share with the audience a little bit more about Jnana Yoga? Yeah. Because I love that you bring Jnana into our retreats.
Yeah, so Jnana means wisdom or knowledge, and it is one of the 4 foundational paths of traditional yoga, but one that's not often taught here in the West. I happen to love it. It's yoga for the mind. So it's yoga to help clear up your conditioning, let go of negative beliefs, and essentially let go of any garbage that's in your head that stops you from being a free, vibrant, happy person. So obviously that's not something that we can achieve in 90 minutes. It's a lifetime of learning to activate what we call our witness or our awareness that watches the thoughts, watches the behavior, and over time starts to unravel what no longer serves so that you can have some peace of mind and you can learn to respond rather than react to situations and essentially become and blossom more into your human potential. So it's kind of my baby. I love that aspect of yoga, and I've written books on it. I do teacher trainings on it, and I encourage you all to find a Jnana yoga teacher if you can. It's spelled Jnana.
Thank you for that, because everybody's like, how do you spell that? How do you pronounce that?
Yeah.
So Jnana.
And we do bring that aspect of jnana or self-inquiry into our groups when we do our sharing circle time, where we encourage everyone just to check in, like what's going on in this moment. So it's a practice of being present and expressing what's coming up. And then that's when there's often this great opportunity for healing. Mm-hmm.
And really all the practices we're teaching, I mean, Jnana, what I love about it is it actually gives room to celebrate the mind as well, because in the West there's a lot of celebration of the mind, so there's space for that, and I think it's really valuable that whether we're practicing asana or Bhakti or Tantra, we are trying to quieten the mind and watch what we're doing and get rid of that reaction time. I'm always working on that.
Get rid of the negative self-talk that's always yapping in the head, right? You all know that one.
Right. We know that one. Well, at least I know that one.
I know that one too.
Part of why I've got to do these practices as much as I do, because I need them just as much as you guys do.
Yeah, sure.
So we have that retreat in California, but we also have another exotic location, which we've already let you into earlier in this video. We just didn't tell you about it.
That's right.
So where are we taking them in December? We're making you wait for it because we've making you wait till December 2017, and what is it, the 9th to the 16th, I think.
Something like that.
I think that's
Second
right.
Week.
We'll put it in the comments again for you guys.
Yes, we're going to Yelapa, this magical place in Mexico. Like, Caroline hasn't been there yet, and she's so excited to go. But I have been, 20 times or so. So I know it really, really well. And it's actually a place where I've led my yoga intensives for the last 10 years. And so this time we thought it would be lovely to come together and bring you guys and do a Tantra intensive. And what's special about Yelapa is that there's no cars there. So it has the sense of an island that's cut off from civilization. We get there by boat from Puerto Vallarta. And oh my gosh, it's the most magical thing to be coming on the speedboat up the coast, and suddenly you turn the corner into this magical little bay and you see the mountains that come down to the ocean and little palm trees and thatched huts on the beach. And it looks like some Polynesian island. And it's not. Here we are in Mexico, just 45 minutes from PV. And
PV
Puerto
being,
Vallarta.
just for those that don't know. That's okay.
Puerto Vallarta. And we get to stay in these little thatched huts overlooking the ocean where you hear the waves all night long. We will do some lovely hikes. There's 2 waterfalls to visit, one in the village area and one way back upriver. So we'll do some guided hikes that I'll take you on. And there's just plenty to do on the beach. There's parasailing and kayaking and stand-up paddleboard and just plain swimming and snorkeling if you like.
And you can literally walk to the beach.
Oh my gosh, walk! I mean, you fall out of your bed virtually and you're on the beach. So it's lovely. And they feed us really, really well. Look, I love to eat. So for me, the food is important, and they feed us 3 amazing meals a day there. So you will not starve. In fact, you'll be like, oh my God, we're eating again. But fabulous home-cooked Mexican food. Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, they have a great margarita bar as well. Because we like to celebrate.
Julia is so sweet. Before we let our first retreat together, I said, Julia, in the spirit of yoga, I don't think we should have any alcohol. She said, Caroline, absolutely no way. We can't take people on vacation and not let them have any alcohol. You need your glass of wine at the end of the day.
I need my glass
She was like, this is a hard limit.
Enjoy my glass of
wine. Oh, I
at
beg
the
your
end of
pardon.
the day.
Yes, enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we encourage nobody gets drunk or anything, but just to relax and enjoy the
You're on vacation after all in a beautiful place, so it's fine to enjoy your cocktail or something.
Every now and again, I think it happens once each time we go away together for these retreats. I manage to have like 1 cocktail. I don't drink very much, so it normally only takes about one. Really is plenty. Yeah. Plenty for me, especially when we're so high on all this tantric energy. For me, that's my favorite way to get altered.
Yeah.
So we have to wrap up soon, right?
I think so.
But we have loved sharing with you. For me, it's been very special watching, especially some of my friends who I don't normally get to interact with much on Facebook jump on. And I especially didn't out them because confidentiality is a high priority for us. But one of the people that's joining us in Pescadero for Tantra by the Sea actually hopped on this video as well. Nice. I'll tell you if you didn't notice who that was afterwards. So we would love for you to come and join us on the amazing journeys that we have planned for you. We keep birthing more and more. So we'll put some of the links in the video below. But do connect with Julia and I on Facebook because we love to get to welcome you into our expanding Tantra
And please,
family.
like some of you I think are connected to Caroline, please do add friend to me, Julia Tindall, so we can stay connected as well. Would be lovely.
You do this wonderful thing, Julia, where with your... I'm not trying to freak you out with everything I say, but no, it's really beautiful. I find when you welcome people into your heart at our events, they just become friends for life for you.
That's right.
And it's something, Julia just kind of welcomes you into her family. And
we're a spiritual community, right? That's what we're doing. So, yeah.
And one of the things I love about Facebook is we create this virtual community. I mean, there have been people jumping in from India, even on this chat message. And I love that we get to stay connected with so many of you, no matter where you are in the world. Yeah. So we're signing off for now. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And come and share paradise with us again very soon. Namaste.
Bye-bye.